everybody, welcome back to my plot summary series. I'm really excited to get to talk to you about Archer this time. It's a show that I've really enjoyed watching. I love the comedy, I love the art style, and for any of you that are new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, leave any comments that you'd like, and we'll get right down to it. So the first thing that I want to do is start with development of the show. The show is created by Adam Reed. The inspiration for the series came to him while he was in a cafe in Spain, finding himself unable to approach a beautiful woman. So he figured out the idea of a spy that would have the perfect line for every situation. Archer is influenced by early James Bond movies, OSS 117, The Man from U.N.C.L.E., Pink Panther, and then dozens of pop culture references from the early 60s, the 70s, and the 80s. Reed pitched his idea to FX, which accepted it and ordered 6 episodes along with some additional scripts. Originally, FX wanted to pair Archer with It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia in September of 2009, but it took almost a month to film the pilot episode, so they delayed the official premiere and they gave a sneak peek to the pilot after an episode of It's Always Sunny. The series made its official debut on January 14th, 2010. In September of 2016, Reed stated that he intends to end the series after its 10th season, and so we only have a couple more to look forward to. The next thing that I want to cover is the plot of the show. It's broken up into several parts, and so some of them might be spoilers for some people, and others you'll already know. Seasons 1 through 4 of Archer have the cast working for the International Secret Intelligence Service, or ISIS, in New York City. The protagonist is a suave, profoundly self-centered master spy who deals with global espionage, as well as his domineering, emotionally distant mother as his boss. In Season 5, the developers decided to take an arc story, kind of as a satire to the Miami Vice-style drug industry, and so they call it Archer Vice. In the 6th season, the series returns to its original spy format, but it has been affected by the things that happened in Season 5, which includes the addition of new characters. Season 7 takes an additional story arc. After the characters are fired from the CIA, they move to Los Angeles and form their own private detective agency. And the last season that I can cover is Season 8. This season revolves around the cliffhanger that ended last season, and it puts Archer in a 1940s setting called Dreamland. So the last part of the show that I want to cover is some of the main cast members that you'll find in the original 4 seasons. Starting with our protagonist, Sterling Archer, he's voiced by H. John Benjamin and is considered the world's most dangerous secret agent. He's extremely egotistical and self-involved, and usually doesn't take any situation seriously. Although he shows proficiency in stereotypical spy skills such as weapons, driving, martial arts, and things like that, his primary interest in the job is the opportunity to enjoy a crazy lifestyle full of sex, alcohol, lacrosse, fast cars, designer clothing, and spy gadgets. He has some odd obsessions, such as Burt Reynolds and ocelots, as well as uses weird catchphrases. Although he may seem entirely incompetent, he's usually successful in all of his missions, and he will blame it on his skill, but it's usually just blind luck. The next character that I want to talk about is Lana Kane. She's voiced by Aisha Tyler, and she is one of the top female agents in ISIS. She is way more competent and deadly than Archer, but is always treated as the number 2 ISIS agent because Archer's mom is the boss. Because of her height and abnormally large hands, as well as her dating history, she is the butt of many jokes in the office. Another character that I want to talk about is Malory Archer. She is voiced by Jessica Walter and is Sterling's mother. She is a self-centered, greedy alcoholic and a former Black Ops agent. She regularly comes up with these crazy schemes to use the agency's resources and personnel for her own personal gain. While being incredibly cunning, she's also a compulsive micromanager, blatantly manipulative, and constantly belittles her employees and pretty much everyone else around her. The next character is Cheryl Tunt. She's voiced by Judy Greer. Due to her personality at the beginning of the show, Cheryl is known by several other names because people tend to forget her. In the pilot episode, she is portrayed as a lovesick, ditzy secretary who is frequently taken advantage of by Sterling, but that side of her character is changing as the story progresses. Another character that I want to talk about is Cyril Figgis. He is voiced by Chris Parnell and is the comptroller of ISIS. Cyril is portrayed as quite competent in his job, but is plagued by a number of personal issues. He is Lana Kane's love interest in the beginning of Season 1, but you'll have to see what happens as the show progresses. The next character was very surprising to me as I watched the show. Her name is Pam, she is voiced by Amber Nash, and she is the ISIS Human Resources Director. She is portrayed as gossipy, prude, and impulsive, and she is subject to many jokes regarding her weight. One thing she is good at is reading the other characters, so she ends up being the foil for most of their crazy schemes. Although initially it seems as though she is socially inept, with few life skills, it is gradually revealed that she is skilled in some very interesting things. The final character that I'm going to talk about is one of my favorites. His name is Dr. Krieger, and he's voiced by Lucky Yates. Krieger is the head of the ISIS Applied Research Department, but he spends most of his time and money working on projects to facilitate his kinky sexual fantasies or bizarre human experiments. He has had at least 2 known holographic anime-style wives, and has conducted several experiments on human cloning and making cyborgs. The reason that I like this character so much is because of the completely random things that he says and does throughout the show. Okay, so that's pretty much all I wanted to cover for this Archer plot summary. I know that there were other characters that I could have talked about or gone more in depth with some of the other season plots, but I want to leave the show open to the viewers that haven't seen it yet. Like I said in the beginning of this video, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and put any comments below. Also, if there are any shows that anyone wants me to cover, please don't be afraid to put those in the comments section as well. That's all for me, but I'll see you all next week for another plot summary, so have a good one.